everybody, Chad here. In this video, we're going to talk about you're retired, you want to make some extra money, but you don't know what to do, you don't know how to do it, and it might be a combination of things. You don't know what you should do, you don't know how to do it, you want to know what to do. So in this video, we're going to talk about those things, and kind of jumping right into it. Sometimes I get focused, I jump right into it. I did make a video like this, but I kind of focused it on Thailand because I did live in Thailand for 1 year. I'm back here visiting family, and I'm going back here in the next several months, something like that. But I wanted to focus. This was kind of a very, very cool topic, and I wanted to open it up for everybody because when you're close to retirement age, or maybe you're retired right now, and you want to you want to learn a new skill, you want to make some extra cash, and how to do it. Okay, so in this video, that's what we're going to talk about. So let's get rocking and rolling. In the beginning here, I kind of want to start with retirement really is a middle class philosophy. Okay, what I mean by that is, if you might not have my same background, but I can remember growing up, my dad worked as a truck driver, driving truck, and lots of times he'd be gone for a week and come back. Later, when I got in mid-teens or my teenage years, he worked in a factory because he wanted to be home more. My mom kind of went in between kind of food service and factory work. So I constantly heard growing up that you don't have to love your job, Chad. A job is just a job to raise a family, make money. You can hate what you do just to make money, put food on the table, raise a family, raise kids. And that's pretty much what I heard growing up. Either from extended family or family, when you go to school, from teachers, you go to college, whatever, you hear it. At some sorts, you kind of hear that. No matter if it came from your parents or came from friends or whatever, you hear it. And that's kind of what stuck in my mind, is that retire, what are you going to do in retirement? And, retirement is more for people who hate their job. Bottom line, why do you really want to retire? Because you don't like what you're doing. It really has nothing to do with age. Retirement doesn't have nothing to do with age, even though you might argue with me and say it does, because there's certain criteria when you can collect Social Security or collect your pension or collect your 401k and stuff like that. But there's really not a number on it. And it's really focused on, in movies and entertainment, that, you pretty much hate what you do. You don't really like it. You'd rather be doing something else. Even if you don't hate it, you'd rather be doing something else with your time. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what it was like growing up for me. Until I was probably 28, 29, and I started working on finance, and I got to work around the CEOs, and the CEOs were wealthy. And what I mean by wealthy is, they were making $1 million or more a year. Okay. And they weren't like a stereotypical CEO that makes $200,000, $250,000. That's just basically well off. That's basically, you're kind of in a higher bracket of middle class, but you're not really wealthy. And that's where I kind of, my mind kind of started shifting a little bit, that, wealthy people don't think about retirement, because wealthy people, over their lifetime, they've basically migrated over to what they enjoy doing, what they love doing, what they're passionate about doing. And what they've done is learned and figured out, well, if I know what I love to do, somebody out there is making money doing it. You know what I mean? And I could do the same thing. If that person over there is doing it, I can do it. You know what I mean? If that cornball over there can make money online, well, Chad can make money online. You know what I mean? So that's how you have to think. I'm putting a funny spin on it, but that's how you really have to think. If that person can do it, you can do it. Period. You know what I mean? And you got to stop making excuses in your mind. You got to stop thinking, well, he came from a wealthy family. He has connections. Yes, that may be true, but there's a lot of people that didn't come from wealthy families, that didn't have connections, that's doing what you want to do. Makes sense? So you got to shift your mind frame. You can't sit there and think, well, everybody who works in Hollywood, they're just celebrity kids. That might be true, but there are people who come up and become a celebrity and they really had no connections growing up at all. You know what I mean? It does happen. So you got to clear that thought out right away. Is you can do what you want to do. It's all mindset at that point. So here, while I don't want to tell you exactly what to do, I'll make another video on this, but here I really want you to keep an open mind. I really want you to think that, what do you like doing? What do you enjoy doing? What are you passionate about? Okay. And there's going to be two types of people in this category. And sometimes I fall in both categories, depending upon my mood, depending upon what's going on in my life at the time. So you might find yourself, kind of like me, you go back and forth. Okay. What I mean by you fall into two categories is that if I ask you, hey, what do you love doing? There's people out there like, boom, and they'll tell you right now, 5 things right away. They don't even have to think. I love doing this and this and this and this and this, And there's another group of people that you ask them, hey, what do you love doing? What are you passionate about? What gets you up in the morning? And they have no clue. They literally it's like I asked a trick question. I stump them. They sit back thinking, oh, holy crap, Chad. They sit back thinking. You know what I mean? And I've been in both categories. I've been in both situations. I've been in both categories. And what I find is, depending upon my life circumstances, sometimes I can feel myself going back and forth. You know what I mean? Sometimes if I had a mentor ask me, hey, Chad, what do you love doing? What are your goals this year? And it stumps me. I'm like, I have no, you know what I mean? It's like it's like they're holding a gun to my head. I can't think of anything. So I've been in both situations. So it doesn't matter which one you are. Okay, if you are that you don't know, I stumped you. You have to think. Okay, this is your homework. Okay, I want you to really think. What brings you joy? What do you love doing? Okay, what did you love doing as a kid? You know what I mean? What did you love doing as a teenager? When you're going through school, what did you always want to do? What did you really want to do in your 20s? And even if you have to think back like that, what did you really want to do? What brings you joy? What's your passions? Is it helping people? If you love helping people, in what area do you love helping people? Make sense? You know what I mean? And you need to figure that out first. Okay. Once you figure that out, now you're in that second category. You already know what you like doing. You already know what brings you joy, you're passionate about. So now you're kind of in that second step. The second step is, can you make money doing it? Sure you can. Nowadays, you can make money doing anything almost. And if you can name, if you know like this person makes money doing it, this person makes money doing it, then you tell yourself, well, dude, if that person can do it, I can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Make sense? So now you know what you're going to do. You know you can make money at it. And then maybe you go to the third step. Maybe you think, well, this is what I love doing. This is what I want to do, but I don't have the skill set. I don't have that skill set built up yet. But this is what I love. This is what I love to learn about. Okay. So now you're in the beginning of retirement. Take that opportunity to learn a new skill. Makes sense? This is why I discussed in my Thailand group, and I made a Thailand video. People retire, they go to Thailand, and they don't know what they're going to do, and they've saved up enough money to live in Thailand. They don't have to worry. Okay? Take that time, even if you don't have that skill yet, even if it took you a whole year to learn that new skill, after a year, you could probably make money at that skill, either online or maybe you get a little part-time job, trading time for money like a job, but it doesn't feel like a job because that's what you want to do. That's what you love doing. Make sense? And that's really the whole enjoyment of life. It's not doing stuff you hate all your life. Then you go into retirement and your first year of retirement is great, or the first 6 months is great. But then you kind of come off that high and you get bored. You know what I mean? Maybe family don't visit you enough or visit you like they should. But you get bored and you're in this little funk. You know what I mean? Sometimes people get depressed because they're in this little funk because they don't know. And this I just want to kind of give you some inspiration is, what do you enjoy? What do you like? Make sense? And focus on that. Okay, and then once you build up that skill, even if it took you a whole year to learn before you even make money, you're doing what you want to do. You're doing what you enjoy. You're doing what makes you happy. You're doing what makes you get up in the morning. Makes sense? So that is kind of just like a fulfillment of life. So that's kind of what I kind of want to point out with you in this video. I had a friend that, and this was, how old am I? This happened maybe, I'm 45. This happened probably 20 years ago. And when I switched careers, I went into finance. A lot of the CEOs, senior vice executive chairman, I mean, they were wealthy. You know what I mean? They either made $1 million a year, they made a few $1 million a year every single year. And there was this one guy, I can't think of his name right now, I just had a brain fart, but he retired. He retired when he was like 35, 36, and he always tells this story because it's kind of like the same story I told you in the beginning, that he heard his whole life to retire, and I forget when he became a millionaire or something like that. Maybe he became a millionaire in his later 20s, and now he's 35, so he had all this money saved up. So he retired from the company, moved to Florida, and he said he was retired. I forget now, he was retired maybe 6 months or a year. I think it was like a year. And he was just like, in the beginning, it was on a high. It's like, yes, I did it. I retired at 35, have all this money saved up. I don't have to work again the rest of my life. But he just went, he said, like, after a while, he kind of went through a depression. He went through this funk. Like, he didn't know what to do. And even though he was young, even though he was 35, and he was going through the same emotions. He was bored. He was depressed. He didn't know what to do. He was just like, found himself like not happy. And to summarize kind of the story, he came back to the company, being the senior executive vice chairman, because that's what he learned. That's what he loved to do. He loved his job. He loved helping people. It was in finance. So, you're always talking to people. He was a people person. So he was passionate about it. And he's still working today. And I talk to him now. I talk to him every once in a while and stuff like that. And but I always remember that story, because that's kind of the idea we have. We can't wait to retire. We can't wait to retire. The reason why is because you hate what you do. You don't enjoy what you do. It's sucking the life out of you. Okay. But once you do retire, you kind of have to refine yourself. Refine what you love. Refine what you're passionate about, what you want to do. And once you figure that out, we can start going down that direction of, how do you make money doing that? And no, I'm not going to get so much into it, depending upon, if you're getting a pension, a 401k, some type of investment income coming in, maybe Social Security, maybe, you only can make so much. Sometimes that's the case, like in the United States, or it messes up. You know what I'm talking about if you're in that situation. Sometimes it messes things up, or it might be take away. So you might only be able to make so much more additional income a month. But if you're doing what you enjoy, it's going to bring joy to your life. And I just kind of put it out there. There's a whole bunch of different types of income. For myself, there's a job, that's basically trading time for money. It takes my time, my personal time, to do that job. Like if I build a website for somebody, or if I do somebody's SEO or marketing, for example, well, that takes my time. Okay, I'm trading time for money. If I work at a job or I work at a factory or whatever, my body physically has to be there. That's the same thing. It's a job. It's trading time for money. Makes sense? So you might be in that situation. You trade time for money. Okay, but what we want to do is kind of have several of them going on. The next step is passive income. Now, what I mean by passive income is different from investment income. So passive income is technically like you're making money while you sleep. You're making money no matter if you're working or not. You don't have to trade time for money. Okay, the money's just coming in. Okay, that's passive income. And let me give you an example. Let's say for myself, I'm not doing it for a client or anything. Let's say for myself, I built myself a website. I have my product or the product I offer. So I'm helping people. I've created a membership portal. And that's basically the realm. Now, it did take my time in the beginning. So I built the website. Okay. I built the membership portal. I built the product. Okay. But once I do that, it becomes a passive income source, because now people can just find the stuff online, find my stuff in the marketing, and they can buy it anytime. I'm not trading my time for money at that point. I could be sleeping, I can go to sleep tonight, then wake up tomorrow and have maybe 3 sales. So I made money while I was sleeping. Make sense? That's a passive income source. Then you have kind of investment income. Investment income, everybody knows what investment income is. Either it's coming from a 401k, a 403b, mutual funds, stocks, crypto, or whatever. So, investment income is investment income. That can bring in a stream if maybe you're drawing from it in retirement because you saved up your whole life, something like that. But those are pretty much the 3 sources. There's other sources, of course. We can pick it, we can get more analytical, more specific, and pick it apart. But broadly, that's kind of the 3 income sources. But you can put yourself in all 3 categories at the same time. If you love what you do, well, you can still trade time for money. Okay, you can put yourself into the position of, well, I can create a passive income source. And you might say, well, Chad, I'm not tech savvy and I have no interest in being tech savvy. Okay, but I love doing this certain thing. Okay, but then, start reaching out to people that can make that happen for you. Start reaching out to people that can build you the website, build you a membership portal, and maybe they teach you some basics, how to put up your content and stuff like that. And, now you put yourself in a position to have passive income. Makes sense? There's always a will, there's a way. Makes sense? So, anything can be done. I don't know how to do everything. But I kind of gear myself into kind of what I'm talking to you about. I kind of gear myself into doing things that I like and enjoy. I'm way more happier. I'm way more happier to be around. You know what I mean? When I'm doing something I don't really enjoy, that I really feel that's just sucking the life out of me, I can kind of be grumpy to be around. And other people are the same way. If you just hate your job, you come home, the people that get the wrath of you, the wrath of Chad, are your kids and your family and your husband, your wife, whatnot. You do find really a shift when you start focusing on what you love, focusing on what you enjoy. And once you can figure out how to make money in it, life becomes very, very satisfying. Life becomes very, very rewarding. But other than that, my friends, I want to kind of keep, it's about 20 minutes right now. I just want to share those thoughts with you. It's not so much, I do apologize if you were really looking for me telling you exactly how to make income. That will be a follow-up video. But in this video, I really wanted to open your mind. I really wanted to give you inspiration to start thinking in that way. So the first step is going through the basic steps. and then we can put some movement into it. But hopefully this helps. You can always comment below if you love this video. Share it, of course. Subscribe. Click that little bell to kind of follow me. Not really follow me, but when I put up new content, I try to put up content daily. But honestly, comment. Tell me your story. Tell me what your struggles, what you love. If you want to know how to do something, if I have that skill, I'll tell you exactly how to do it, or exactly where you can learn how to do it. If it's something kind of in my realm. But other than that, my friends, blessings to you, and I'll see you in the next video.